America is ancient. American people have lived here for tens of thousands of years, probably longer. The Fremont people lived in these lands around the time of Christ. But by the year 1300, as we count it, almost 200 years before Columbus, the Fremont people disappeared. Likely, they were assimilated into the surrounding cultures that were the ancestors of what we think of as modern Native Americans. But anywhere people go, we leave behind traces. Artwork of the Fremont people in the form of petroglyphs are still here. And you can see them if you're willing to walk a little and look closely. These petroglyphs are over 1,000 years old. Thousand years. A 1,000 years from now, what will people find of ours? Will they be fascinated? Or will they be disturbed by what we leave behind? I hope fascinated. Lots of people have lived in what is today Dinosaur National Monument. The homestead of Josie Basset Morris is still standing here. Josie was 40 years old when she moved here. Her kids were grown and moved away. She was divorced. This was her place, her land. She lived here until 1963, when her horse accidentally knocked her down and broke her hip, and she died of complications at age 90. Sounds like a real pioneer story, right? But there's more to this story. A lot more. Before Wyoming and Utah were states, this was the Wild West. Josie's family owned the Basset Ranch about 40 miles to the north at Brown's Hole. It turned out Brown's Hole was nicely situated and in proximity to some prominent outlaw hangouts. Places like the canyons of Robber's Roost in the Utah Territory and Hole in the Wall in the Wyoming Territory. You may have heard of some of Josie's acquaintances. Ben Kilpatrick, killed in 1912 when robbing a train. Jack Black Ketchum, hung and decapitated for train robbery in 1901. News Carver, killed by the sheriff of Sonora, Texas in 1901. Kid Curry, killed in a gunfight after a train robbery in 1904. Butch Cassidy, probably killed by Bolivian soldiers, but no one knows for sure. And Butch's good friend, Elsie Lay, who turned from his life of crime after doing some time in prison. When she was young, Josie was close with Elsie Lay, while her 15-year-old sister Ann became romantically involved with Butch Cassidy. And when Butch went to prison for stealing horses, Ann became involved with Dick Kilpatrick. 18 months later, when Butch was released, Ann had moved on to Moose Carver. So, Josie became romantic with Butch Cassidy. That is until sometime later when Ann and Butch hooked up again. Throughout her long life, Josie married at least 4 husbands, but was suspected of murdering only one. She moved here to the homestead with her last husband, who she eventually ran off with a frying pan, reportedly giving him 15 minutes to get off her property. He said later he only needed 5. Josie, you are an amazing woman. Your reputation, even if it is a little whitewashed, still lives on here at Dinosaur National Monument. Yeah, this old lady did everything herself.
She's a tough lady.
She was. So, I don't want to hear any excuses from you, okay?
I don't want to hear any excuses out of you.
Yeah, too late. So we spend a lot of time in our tent, don't we? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because the weather sucks.
Yeah.
But only in the evening. The day was beautiful.
Yeah. So much for night sky.
Not tonight.